So just keep that in mind, Regina, that there are times I'm going to ask you to turn off your video as well, okay? And are you able to unmute yourself? Please verify that you can unmute yourself. So I am listening to Teresa at the same time as I'm talking through this, but I think we should move forward. So let's go ahead and go through it. So thank you very much, guys, for joining us. So improve your interviewing skills. Excited to kick this off. My name is Rick Reguera, and I'll be your host today. Before we start, I want to go ahead and have somebody from the PMI, Lisa. Go ahead and go to the second slide, Jesus. Lisa, I put a quick picture of you there. I hope that was one that you would be okay with. But go ahead and talk to us a little bit about the PMI, Lisa. You're on mute, Lisa. I cannot hear you.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yes, we can hear you now. Go ahead, Lisa.
Okay, perfect. So I want to just run through this fairly quickly to not take time away from the training. Welcome to the webinar offering today. My name is Lisa, and I'm a volunteer with the South Florida chapter as part of the Member Services Committee. And I just wanted to take a quick moment before the webinar begins to just share some of the great things about our local chapter. On a personal note, I've been a member for about 1.5 years, and I've been volunteering for the last 6 months. And it's been a fantastic experience in terms of the ability to knowledge share, you know, building relationships with those in your similar field. And then of course, you know, learning new things in my role as a project manager in my career. I went ahead and prepared just this quick slide overview of some of the great benefits and offerings that we provide at the South Florida chapter to our members. We currently have 2,400 members in the South Florida area. We do offer numerous, I believe, fun networking opportunities, but in the climate that we're in, the chapter has been able to quickly shift and find, you know, ways to still do networking through the digital space, like these webinar series. And I see today, as well as I've heard, that the participation has been fantastic, and so has the feedback. We do offer trainings for those that are seeking certifications, as well as those that already have, for example, their PMPs and looking to maintain their professional certification. We host an annual conference that's coming up in September. And I just wanted to say a final note that if anyone that is on the call that is currently a global member but is not a local chapter member, we do have a free 1-year voucher that we're offering, free membership for 1 year. And if this is something that you're interested in, I've enclosed the email on this slide. It is guestpass@southfloridapmi.org. Thanks everyone, and enjoy the webinar.
Excellent. Lisa, quick question. Out of all the activities, what's the one that you like the most?
I really enjoyed the annual conference. I felt like I got a lot of good information out of there, learned some new tools, and connected with some people. So I really enjoyed the conference.
Awesome. So do I. So do I. Great job. Great job. Thank you very much. So
thank you.
We're going to go ahead and continue to the next slide. So Lisa, I'm going to actually ask you to go ahead and turn off your video, just because it's going to be very video intense of what we're going to do here. Awesome. Thank you very much. So my name is Rick Reguera. Yes, a lot of stuff related to coaching, but it's not really about me. Let's go ahead and go to the next slide. So we do have working agreements that we need to figure this out, right? So the first working agreement is I am going to have the cameras off. I do apologize. That's not normally what we do. We like to see your faces and your energy and everything like that. But because we're going to do a lot of interactive stuff, it's tough to keep them on. We are actually going to ask you, we're going to be muting your lines as well. Hey, Teresa, thank you. We're going to be muting your lines as well. So just understand it's because, again, if a noise comes up and people are in speaker view, you will lose the actual conversation. So I'm going to ask you to be very alert to the conversation that's happening. So again, if you have your video on, please turn off your video. Go down there and make sure you have it disabled. If not, guess what? The admin's going to do it for you. But you don't want to get the admin upset. okay? So please make sure you turn off your video. Awesome. Thank you very much, Louis. Okay, the next thing is, of course, the chat. So we are using Zoom, and I think for the last, 6 weeks now? I'm trying to remember how many weeks we've been doing this, 7 weeks? I don't know, it just flies by. We've been using Zoom, and some of you are very familiar with it, so that's great. 4, if you want to go ahead and turn off your video, that would be great as well. Nice to see you. So it's very important that you use the chat line. So you see the chat down there. That's going to give you the opportunity to chat with your peers. But we're not going to stop there. We're going to also have some other tools that we're going to use to collaborate and to communicate during this session. So this really is the groundwork of what we need you to know. Again, the working agreement. Another one very important, depending on the individuals that are on the chat line, you will see certain people that have the admin. These are the people that you can actually chat with if you're having some problems with your video or your sound or anything like that. They'll go ahead and assist you. There's also several people, of course, here from the PMI. We have our famous Rocky, that's really our admin there, that if you have any questions related to the PDUs or anything like that, he's going to be there to assist you. So happy to have him on board, helping us all as well. So that's, again, the ground rules of what we're going to use and how we're going to use Zoom. Think we're all good with that? Let's go to the next slide, Jesus. And Jesus, keep me honest if for some reason I missed something. Jesus is going to be helping us also from an admin perspective. Thank you, sir. So this is just what we prefer. Is there's 2 views in Zoom. There's the gallery view and there's the speaker view. We're asking you to stick to the speaker view just because you're going to have a better experience when we get to the actual activity. Yes, we're going to be doing activities with 200 people. Is that crazy? Yes. All right, so let's go to the next one. So again, the way that you do that is on the top, you'll see something that says speaker view. Okay, make sure you have that on. All right, so again, one of our sponsors, Regina Batista. Regina, can you check to see if your mic is on? Just maybe tell us a little bit about Transformation Experts, since you guys have a lot of people here.
So can you hear me okay? Can you all see me?
We can't see you right now for some reason. You don't have your...
Okay.
Now we can, yes.
You see me now. All right, welcome everybody. We're super excited that you all joined. Thank you so much. I'm from Transformation Experts, and we've been a sponsor for the South Florida PMI for the last couple of years. And so we sponsor all these free events and also try to help our community getting certifications. These are a lot of the courses, Agile courses, Agile Scrum, Agile Safe, we got Kanban, anything related to any Agile certifications, please look us up in the PMI website under education. You'll see all of our upcoming courses. And stay tuned because every week we're bringing all these great topics to you. So we hope you enjoy, and thank you so much.
Regina, I love the view back there. It's really impressive. What is that? Is that?
Thank you. This is my, I'd like to be in this office someday in real life. It's a great Zoom background that I downloaded. Either that or I'm usually in Greece somewhere, my Greek background.
Awesome. Thank you very much, Regina. All right, let's go to the next slide. Go ahead and turn off your video, Regina, when you can. So this is a tool we're going to use, and it's called Poll Everywhere. And it's a really nice tool that has been very helpful for us, especially when we want to get information from our audience. So there are some rules that I need to tell you before we actually use Poll Everywhere. There are certain times that I'm going to ask you when you answer and you have a space, make sure you put an underscore because it won't actually grab your information. I'll show you that on the next slide, but it's a very so right now we're going to copy and paste that URL into the chat line. And I want everyone to go ahead and click on that link so that we can all be in that Poll Everywhere together and answer a few questions. All right. So let's go ahead and hit the next slide. So this is the first question. I need you guys to first listen through it. What would be the ideal company to work for? Remember, use the underscore between the words so that they display the group. Okay, so if you're saying Transformation Experts, make sure you have an underscore. So let's go ahead and put the company that's the ideal, and don't pick your own company. What is the ideal company that if you were given that opportunity, you would say, yes, I want to work for you? What does that look like? So as you put data in there, and I'm hoping everyone's having an opportunity to do this, you'll see that the most common company, it's a word art. It starts showing to the front, right? So as you keep typing, again, you shouldn't be cheating. That means I don't want you to look up and see the company that they put and then repeat that company. Make sure it's the one that you truly want to work for, okay? So let's give you a couple more seconds to put that in there. Really nice. I'm seeing Facebook. I'm seeing Google and Amazon leading. Again, I hope I'm not distracting you from picking your choice. I see some Starbucks out there, Ultimate. Yes, great job, guys. Great job in putting some of those results in there. Apple is starting to come up a little bit. Okay, great, 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 great. So a really fun tool we're using here. Again, it's Poll Everywhere. There is actually a free version of it, I think for 25 users. This is a 500 user license, so it allows us to do big conference room thing. Excellent, excellent. Okay, so I'm gonna let you freeze that so that we can hold off on this. So this is great. Thank you for the freeze there. So the idea behind this is that we see Google, Microsoft, and Amazon, and even Apple leading the list here. So now we're ready to ask you the second questions, okay? Again, this is a very interactive session. I hope you like this. Instead of it just being one direction, we want your feedback, all right? So the next question, if you're ready for it, go for it. What's the next question? Okay, in one word, why would you want to work for that company? In one word, why would you want to work for that company? All right, so let's go see what's going on. Great, great job, guys. Keep putting that one word. I'm seeing money in there. I see a vision. I see innovation. I see culture. Great job. Keep putting it in there, guys. Did you think this session was going to make you work? Absolutely. You thought you were just going to sit back and just watch somebody present? No. I want you involved. I want you in there providing feedback to us. And you're going to have a lot of opportunities. We're going to pause at certain sections where we really want to hear from you. We're only as intelligent as we are, right? That group intelligence really moves it to the next level, right? When you're getting feedback from everyone. I love it. So the main ones were culture and innovation. Love it. Culture and innovation, and growth and benefits also came up. And somebody also, of course, mentioned the money. Show me the money. All right. Great job, guys. So Jesus, I'm hoping everyone is actually having the opportunity to do this. Again, it's a very good experience. If you're not, make sure, again, we put it on the chat just in case there's some people that came in a little bit late. And you'll see on the top, it just says pollev.com/TEculture. So if you put that in your browser, you should be able to provide feedback. I love it, guys. I saw some 401ks there. I saw some other things there, the vision, okay? But the most important thing did come out with culture and innovation. Love it. Let's go to the next slide. All right, so this is a fun one here. The team thought of this one. So let's see how you guys answer this one. What's the main reason why you're here? What's the main reason why you're here? All right, let's see how this is moving on here. Okay, we got different responses. Nice. Keep going, guys. Let's hear some more responses. We've got a lot of people on the bridge. You should get a lot more responses than this. I'm curious about the last one. This is scaring me a little bit, guys. Hey, man, I'm just here for the PDUs. Wow, this is intimidating. All right. Look to hire. Now, I love the section, looking to hire someone. So I said to myself, as we run this session, we should give opportunities if there's jobs out there. If you have a job out there that somebody here would benefit from, hey, why don't we open the door to providing that to the group? That would be an amazing win, that by one day event, we were able to get people employed. That would be spectacular. All right, so the results seem to be in. I'm still going to challenge you guys. If you look at the count here, you got 60, maybe 80 people that are commenting on this. We need more. We've got 194 people on the bridge, and only half of you guys are putting your feedback there. I'm going to challenge you to be active in making sure you're adding stuff in here, because we're going to ask you more questions down the bridge or down the line. All right, let's keep going. Thank you very much. And you got to be quick, because I'm going to move on to the next slide. Let's go to the next slide. So guys, this is very generic. I know we all know this. This is the very simple process of hiring. You go through, many of us go through a recruiter, yes, or sometimes you go right into the company, that's fine. You submit your application. You have that great experience with HR and they're interviewing stuff. Sometimes you have to go in there and do a phone interview, and then you actually have a face-to-face interview. That's where it's really divided into two sections: the culture and the competency. And then step 6, you sometimes take a test before, and then you have a background check, and then you're finally hired. You know, that's a very stressful process there, and we've all had to go through it. Our concentration today is primarily on step 5, okay? Think about step 5. And what's really cool is that we're not gonna really dive in too much into competency because we don't know. There's so many different type of jobs out there. We are gonna touch on maybe project management jobs, but the culture is really the key aspect. And you mentioned it in your survey, how important culture is to a company, right? So imagine if you in an interview would flip it around. They're not interviewing me, I'm interviewing you, right? I want to know whether this company has the culture that I want to actually, be in. That's a different take. And I know in today's world with difficult to get a job today, it's hard to say that, but it is an interesting idea. All right, thank you, Jesus. Go ahead and move to the next one. All right, so what are we doing here, guys? So let's go ahead and hit the other one too. Okay, so this is an exercise we're gonna run. This is live, okay? We have 3 people we're gonna interview. We're gonna have an interviewer, and then we're gonna have a game where we're gonna actually freeze them during the interview. And then they're gonna have 2 coaches. They're gonna provide feedback on how that interview is going. Again, a very fun activity that will actually entail you seeing an interview live, right? Now, again, be aware these are actors, okay? Not very, I can say they're wannabe actors, right? But we're all but maybe we're not really, I would say that we don't get paid for acting, right? So these are people that are trying their best. So please make sure you praise them for their openness and being able to share stuff with us. But it is a script, okay? So be aware of that. So again, very simple activity. We'll have 3 interviews. We'll have somebody interview those 3 people, and we're gonna be able to freeze them as they're being interviewed. And then you're gonna have 2 coaches come up and talk about what's going on with that interview. See the inside track of what's in their mind, all right? All right, hopefully everyone understands that process, and we're gonna go ahead and move on. All right, so these are the candidates. So we've got 3 spectacular candidates that are going to be assisting us today. We've got Saba that's in room 1. We got Leon that's in room 2. And we got Joanne that's in room 3. So these interviews are happening right now, guys. And we've got an interviewer, which is Regina. She's going to actually be interviewing all 3 of these candidates. Your job is to make sure you're reviewing how they're interviewing and some of the things that they need to improve. All right, are we ready? Mm-hmm. I'm gonna assume everyone said, yeah. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and go to the next slide. So I'm gonna be one of the coaches, and then I also have a surprise coach that I'm gonna also allow to help us out. So who do you think the surprise coach is? Yes, Teresa, how you doing? Teresa, you there? All right, yes, you can unmute yourself. Welcome.
Hi, guys.
All right, so she's actually going to help us through the interview process. So she's going to provide some of the feedback. Awesome, Teresa. Thank you very much for being here.
My pleasure.
So go ahead and remove your video so we can start again with the interview. All right, so here we go, guys. Let's go to the next thing. So the disclaimer again, these people are just acting, okay? They're just acting and they're playing a role, and hopefully that you enjoy it. What else do I need to say there? Scenarios are exaggerated again, and there are several scenarios out there, guys. These are just a few, okay? So I'm excited. I want to get going. So I'm ready for the interview time. All right. Hopefully the two first candidate and the interviewer are ready. So here we go. So guys, I'm going to be a little quiet here. We're going to go right into their session. So I see the interviewer there. That's Regina Batista. And we've got Saba as the event. So go ahead, guys. Start your interview.
All right. So welcome, Ms. Saba. Thank you so much for coming to interview with us today. So Saba, can you please tell me a little bit about yourself?
Thank you for having me. My name is Saba Benson, as you know, and I am a certified project manager. And for the last 9 years, I've been working for a small company. And we do offer solutions for small.
Freeze. Teresa, can you join me a second?
Yeah. Hi, Rick.
So let's talk about this. Regina, you're supposed to be frozen, just in case, Regina. I need you to do this. Oh, Regina, freeze. All right. So Teresa, tell me, how do you think this interviewing is going? What are some of the advice that you can give? What are you observing?
I observed Saba was a little fidgety, and it could be that, you know, she looked like she probably was wiping some sweat off her brow. Could be the room is hot, or could be she's a little tensed and nervous. You know, that's what it looked like to me. And she said a few ums there. So it's like she's thinking it before she says it, other than it coming out naturally.
Yeah. I observed that as well. It's like that nervousness of you know, starting and communicating. I'm curious, can we stop and can we pause a second and get a survey going to the team out there, to the audience, and ask them, guys, when you're nervous and you're doing something for the first time, or you feel those jiggers, what do you do? What would you recommend for somebody that's feeling a little bit uncomfortable? And we're going to go ahead and open up the poll and just kind of hear from the audience a second. So Jesus, did you put the poll open for them?
Let me do it.
Okay, so again, we're being spontaneous here. I'm just curious, what kind of remedy would you have? Again, think about a very nervous situation and you're in there for the first time. Give us some advice. Share some advice with us. What would you do differently? How would you do that?
I see in the chat they're saying take deep breaths and breathing.
I love that.
You know, these are people who are also watching. So it seems like, you know, prepare, you know, pedal to the metal. That's a nice one. Yeah, then prepare, be prepared, right? Practice. Make sure you're confident. Great advice. Pause. Acknowledge acknowledge the nervousness. That's an interesting one, right? Acknowledge it.
Wow, I love it.
Act as if you're talking to a friend. A mirror.
Like practice in front of a mirror. I love it.
Mock interview.
Guys, you guys are too good. This is great. Pause.
Yeah.
There's that beautiful pause we've talked about.
Right.
That's really nice. Prepare and practice. Smile. There you go. We didn't see that smile. I love that. That's a great suggestion there.
Yeah, smile. Practice with a friend. So that's it's great feedback. And as an interviewer, that's exactly what you know, that if they're nervous, give them some time, right?
Yeah, I love what one person says, say something funny, because that way it really, that's a really great suggestion. My God, this is better than I thought it was going to be. So let's pause that a second.
Yeah.
And I do want to add one item to that is, so I've seen a lot of studies related to nervousness, and just understand that sometimes what you say to yourself really matters. Like instead of saying, I feel nervous, say, I feel excited. That immediately triggers a different view, you know, more positive view. Being excited about doing something is the same physical feeling as being nervous, but you're flipping it around, okay? So Saba, hopefully you got this recommendation. So now we're gonna take off Coaches are going to take off and they're going to continue the interview.
Miss Saba.
I was, as I was saying, Regina, offered like IT solutions for small businesses, and I've always really finished my projects on time, and I know I did that job very well, and I know I will be helpful to your company as well.
So that's wonderful. So tell me, why are you interested in working for our company in this position?
I'm glad you asked, Regina. With my diverse background, it arms me with a lot of transferable skills that I can bring to your company, and that would help me actually accomplish what I need to accomplish for you. But to be honest with you, I actually forgot to read the job description, and I apologize for that. But I know whatever it is that you're looking for, I'll be able to do. I believe I can do it.
Freeze. Teresa, can you join me a second? Talk to me.
Well, I like honesty. And to me, if she was honest and saying, you know, I didn't read the job description, that's a little, you know, okay, you know, she should have, but she's honest about it. She started smiling more, so it seems that she started to relax a little bit. And, you know, it shows she was genuinely interested. Even though she didn't read the job description, she was genuinely interested.
Yeah, I'm torn just the same way. It's like she could have,
Someone saying that it was not acceptable. Interesting.
she could have researched. She could have researched at least. I mean, what kind of job am I giving you? I'm giving you a pretty high-paid job. You should have researched it. It still kills me. But I love what you said about being honest. Let me tell you, the majority of people that at least you're open and you're showing enthusiasm and you're showing, but you know, hey, I'm here for you, and I made a mistake. It has its good and bad, right? But that is just one. I don't know. I mean, I don't know if somebody can recover from that. That's a tough one because it still stays.
Ah,
You know,
that's a tough one for you.
why couldn't she take a few minutes to at least read? Because what is she going to do in my current job? Is she going to do the same thing where she's going to say, oh, but I forgot to read the material for the presentation today. Oh my God. Oh, I forgot to research the statistics that we need to present today. So
Now, you didn't listen to me. I said she was honest.
oh,
I
no.
didn't say I would consider hiring her. And, you know, a few people telling her to walk away, don't hire her. But I'm saying that she was honest.
I
That's
love
a
it.
different thing. And so she took some of our advice of being open and honest and smiling more. Didn't say I would hire her, because the same way I would feel like you. How would she do on a real call? I know she would answer correctly, but she probably wouldn't.
Awesome.
So yeah, honestly, no job. You know, we already got everybody chiming in. Nope, no, not hired.
Hey, slow down there, guys. Let's give her another
Too
chance.
much, too
Let's give her another
much.
chance. Okay, let's get
That,
out of here and let's get them to finish the interview.
yeah.
Go ahead, guys.
Yeah.
Okay, can everybody hear me? So Saba, can you tell me, do you have any questions for me? Do you have any questions about our company or the job?
Yes, I do. I'm wondering actually if this job is a remote job. You know, during this COVID quarantine, I really enjoyed working from home in peace. I found that I was better able to focus and away from the distractions of the office politics and the drama that goes with it, etc., etc.
All right. All right. So I'm connecting back if I great job, guys. So I'm going to sneak out of this interview room, guys. So great job. And I'm going to go check this.
Right.
Yes, Regina.
So as an interviewee, you know how I would have answered that? I think because she focused on the positiveness of her experience working remotely, but I think she limited herself. Never limit yourself. Just say that you're open. That you're open because maybe there is opportunity in the job to be remote, but then there are times when you have to come into the office. And it might have been a position that was never remote, that required people to be in the office, and they're only remote now temporarily because of the situation. And after everything goes well, you will be expected to be in the office 100%. So she didn't ask me that. She didn't ask that. She went straight to that. So I think don't ever limit yourself. Always ask a better question to find out what's the company's expectations, and then you think about, okay, how should I answer that question?
Awesome. Great job, Regina. So again, these are all actors. Okay. Saba does not respond that way. She's actually an amazing person that I would hire today. Okay.
Well, Raul says to hire her with a signing bonus. So I think that's a good one. It's a good one.
Great job, Saba.
Raul, I
it.
would work for you right away.
Love it, Saba. Great job. Okay. Again, guys, keep quiet because we're going to go into the next room now. Okay. Regina, go ahead and interview the next person. Okay. Let's see who's next.
All right. Mr. Leon, thank you for joining us today. Leon, can you tell me a little bit about your background and why you think we should hire you for this job?
Well, I have a great personality and I get on well with the executives. And I'm a go-getter and I always seek new and interesting projects. And I'm looking for some smart, upcoming industry leaders like this company that suits my background. And I know that my talents will be appreciated here. I mean, look at my resume. I mean, I'm all that in a bag of chips.
I have to freeze there. Okay, Teresa, come join me here. Oh my goodness, this was fun. Talk to us. What do you think, Teresa?
I'll say the word too confident. Some people saying he's arrogant. You don't know how your interviewer will accept that. Yes, come in knowing that you have the job before, you go to it, because you get the praise and say, I got this. But at the same time, go getter. Leon, even though he called his name actor, he got you in the back. I don't know about this. He would catch me a little, show some humility. Right. Be humble. What do you think?
Yeah. I mean, again, it was tough. He seems like he's very confident, but I would question the audience. How do you know you're overconfident? And when do you know that? When do you know that you're reaching that threshold where your interviewer is going, oh my goodness, compared to like, that's the kind of confidence I want in this office. Like, where does that line, draw? So I'm curious about the bridge. So maybe they're chatting on the bridge right now. I'm curious.
Somebody is saying, I could tell you, it's his tone. Anytime you move a bag of chips, I love that. You move over to slang, it means you're too confident. It's all how things are said. So, like, choose wisely. Too much may be a culture. If you don't know the culture and you're acting like you do, maybe that's not the culture that's for that organization.
I love
Start asking real questions.
I love it. So think about what she just said right now. Research the culture of the organization. Let's say the culture of the organization is like that. That means they are a bag of chips. You actually see on their website, hey, we're a bag of chips. That would have been the perfect line to make that job a reality. So it's interesting. We don't know. We're the fly on the wall. So we're just assuming a lot of stuff. But I'm just curious, what is the culture of that company, right?
Yeah.
Anything else?
Yeah, nice to find a positive, Rick. It's interesting because, like you said, maybe if it was a car dealership, he would be perfect for it, right? Yeah, because he'll make sure he'll sell it to me, and in a bag of chips as well to go with it. But it just depends on the role. The feedback I say may be good for another position. It's not about showing confidence. It's about, Leon. I think Leon wrote something really great. Great getting along with execs. What about the people? So.
Whoa, love it. Yeah, you're good at executives. But what about, you guys are catching a lot of this stuff. Yeah. I was thinking some of you guys weren't going to catch this. Great job.
What do you think? We're all smart here. Dude,
come
on.
Hey, don't
hit some slack.
Oh my goodness.
But no. So do you want to hear more? We want to hear more about how this is going. I'd like to know.
Let's get out of here and let's let them finish up another one. All right, go ahead. Let me get out.
All right. So Leon, tell me about some of the projects that you have done in the past.
So I have done a ton of big and successful projects that my bosses can't stop talking about. I had to save them so many times from making the biggest mistakes that would cost the company so much money. Like, there was this one time when I was on this big project and executives were making just bad decisions. And I had to step in and tell them, no, we're overrunning here on cost. We need to make sure that the schedule is aligned to our customers' needs.
Freeze.
And
Freeze. Wow. I know he had a lot
Already
more-
people,
I know he had a
already
lot-
people are saying things that I'm already
I-
thinking.
I know I know he had a lot more to say, but I was just like, I was still paused. I don't know about this guy.
Well, Regina is Wonder Woman, and someone thinks that he may think he's Superman, but the chips are going stale. He's a world saver. But I also believe that it's great to say that I've done great job, but show me the money, like we said in the beginning, right? The money. Oh, how well did you do? Stop a project? Is it $1 project or a $500 project? Tell the stats. And I think that would probably be a probing question that Regina would ask. But talking down to his executives could be the thing is similar to would he do the same for Regina in the future?
I love that. So I want to challenge Regina now this one, because Regina, I want you to try to look in and try to ask maybe a question that's maybe a little bit more, because we want to get to inside this guy. He's tough, but maybe you could flip it around and try to get maybe a vulnerable question out where you can maybe have him maybe change his tune. So again, Leon, try to take some of the learnings we're giving you. Hopefully, it's in your head, and we're gonna go ahead and step out. Go ahead and finish the interview.
All right, great. All right, thank you, Leon. So Leon, can you tell me about a time in one of your projects where you actually failed? And what could you have done better? What were your lessons learned?
I have to think about that because I've never failed on a project, but I had a team once that just couldn't understand what the customer wanted and didn't really know what to do with the development specifications. So all they did was complaining. They were pointing fingers, and I said, look, I'm the project manager here. We need to get this done.
I give up. I'm just dying of laughter because Leon is such a great actor. I'm just amazed at the work that he's doing, and I'm freezing him right now because I'm done.
Okay, let me ask the audience,
Yeah.
guys. Have you encountered anybody like this, or you could see
No
yourself
names.
in this room?
No names.
You don't know names.
No
Everybody
names.
is, every day. I mean, you may have a team member that's like that. I've interviewed guys that were like that turned us off just by saying hello, right? You had me at hello. So, but someone's trusting Leon. That's great. But, it's interesting how we all know it, and we all have seen someone like that. Leon for president, I'll put him on the ticket.
I'm more interested in the people that say that they have nothing to improve. And I've seen that so many times. They just feel like they're above. Either they think they're above you, or they can't see their blind spots, or they're just not open to learn. Because think about it. You've done something in your life that maybe you've been very successful, but now it's a different world, and now you have to adjust. Now you have to pivot, but that's all you know. That's all you've been programmed to do. And it's hard. And there's a great video that talks about riding a bike, but it's the opposite. When you turn this way, it turns the other way. And it's so hard for people to make the change. It's so hard for people to adjust the other direction. But thank you guys. Great job on the interview. Academy Award at the greatest level, guys. Great job. So again,
Can I add one example?
go ahead, Regina.
Is that okay? So one of the best things to say when somebody asks a question like that is, wow, that's a great question. Thank you so much for asking me that. And that kind of gets you in the mood of gives you a little bit of time to think, how the heck am I going to answer this? At least you set the tone, and then you can sort of flip that question around a little bit and talk about, well, you know what? I'm trying to think back, and there was a time that my team had this issue, and we all had a really hard time in trying to figure out how to solve this. And then you were able to get everybody together to facilitate a problem solving workshop or a solutioning. Talk about, change the conversation to how you brought people together, how you fixed that issue, and how hard it was, and how you didn't get positive responses from others, but somehow you were able to figure that out. And now you're telling a story, and you sort of deviated a little bit from that question, which would be one. Another thing would be, hi, you know what, early in my career, I failed in these areas, or I wasn't that great in this, but throughout the last couple of years, I've really tried to improve in XXX. That's another way.
But I apologize, but I fail every day. Every day I'm failing. And Leon is a coach, so this is what he does every day. Leon, what are you telling us? 2020, is that you're going for?
Yeah,
for
Leon for 2020. Yeah, I'll vote for you, dude.
All right, guys. Great job.
And a great thing, one of the comments here said also that Regina said, stop using the I and do the we.
Love it.
And it says that player, that just using the word we makes you a team player.
Absolutely. Great job. And again, Leon does this all the time. That's a professional coach right there. So great acting, sir. Good job. All right.
Great job.
Again, be quiet. We're going to go into the next room, guys. Okay, so let's go see how that interview is going. Okay, here we go. Joanne, are you there? We're looking for the interview. Is she on time? Want to make sure her line is working. Joanne, I don't see you right now, Joanne. Go ahead and turn on your video.
Oh, okay.
All right, we see you now. Good job. So again, good luck.
All right. Well, welcome, Joanne. It is so great to meet you. Joanne, can you tell me about yourself? And why do you want to be a Scrum Master, Joanne?
Well, I have been a project manager for over the past 8 years. As a project manager, I have the ability to manage complex projects and manage big budget, $1 million budget, over $50 million. And I'm able to motivate people, and I'm very organized, and I'm able to lead big team. I believe due to my experience as a project manager, I could be a Scrum Master. It seems very similar role, and this is where the future is going.
Pause. Yeah, interesting, huh? A little different than all the other two, huh? Interesting.
Yes.
Well, what do we have?
I like her. I like
them all, but
but hey, there's a difference here. She's a PM, and she shows some. Well, I'm a PM. Everybody's a PM, but she's a PM. But she showed that she wants to learn, and she's probably associating. She's done PM for so much. Sometimes she could do the other side of the house. She can go to the dark side, let's say, or to the bright side, or see the sun. It depends how you look at it and which house you're in. But I don't know. I think I liked her attitude. What about you, Rick? People saying that she's positive.
Yeah, I kind of liked her attitude too. I think what concerns me a little bit is she's going into a position that's completely awkward for her. So she's been doing this position. Being a Scrum Master, if you got some agile people there, that's a different mindset and a kind of. So I'm just curious how she's gonna. I'm still curious about the next part of the interview to see what comes out of this, because she's trying to slowly adapt to, hey, I can still do this. So that energy that you just mentioned earlier is probably the key to that, right? Like if she still shows a lot of excitement, a lot of enthusiasm that she wants to be a part of that, that could open up some doors. But let's keep listening in. Let's see what else is coming on.
Sure.
All right, let's get out of here and let's unfreeze.
All right. So Joanne, tell me, why should I hire you?
You should hire me due to my past experience as a project manager. I am coachable. I'm willing to learn, and I have the ability to motivate people in their projects, and to keep everyone focused on what we have agreed on in the project, and to motivate my team, and to communicate well with other stakeholders, and to keep other stakeholders aware daily, not daily, on a weekly basis, give them weekly report on what's going on in the projects.
Reese. Hey, Teresa, how you doing? Come back over here. So,
Uh-huh.
anything else you want?
Yeah, some people are saying although she's doing great as a communicator, how is she on Scrum, right? Maybe she feels that I can certainly go into the role because I have a PM background, right? People could think, oh, I could just take off my PMP and put Scrum behind it, and I'm good to go.
I think she's
It's
missing. Like, this is the problem we always face with especially project managers that are trying to go into this agile, is that there's certain key words that they have to be careful with. When they say communicating with stakeholders, when they say, a project plan, or they start getting back into what they know, which is great. That's always a very good thing. But it's just the Scrum Master role. And I'm wondering, how much has she actually studied agile?
Oh, well, you know what? I've seen interviewers come in with the right words because they studied the night before, or that morning, or even an hour before, sitting in the lobby that they studied. So yeah, then she could say, oh, I know sprints, I know Scrum, I know Agile, I know XP, I know yada, yada, yada.
It just adds a little bit to but you're right. You got to be careful because you could be playing the part, but at least speaking the right terminology just kind of changes the flavor of it. Because as agile coaches, when I'm interviewing people, I'm looking for some of those key aspects of her conversation that sounds too command and control, or sounds too, but overall, again, she's doing a pretty good job. I want to see how the ending of this goes. Let's finish up that interview.
Yeah.
Go for it.
All right, Joanne. So Joanne, tell me, what are some of your strengths and what are some of your weaknesses, if you don't mind sharing?
My strength is I am very good at communicating with stakeholders using multiple channels, such as project management tools such as Jira, Confluence, Pages. My weakness is I don't like to meet daily with my team, and I feel like it's micromanaging the team. This is my weakness.
Freeze.
Interesting.
Teresa, come back here. So,
oh my God, she had the job on the second question. She lost me on the third.
So
maybe.
I mean, again, it depends on the situation, right? But I did see her say she actually brought up some agile words, which was really nice because she wasn't using that before. But yeah, there were some things there that were still not completely balanced. And how do you answer a question like Teresa? Tell me, if somebody would ask you that question, how would you project that? What do you?
Well, if it's a role I've never been in and I'm coming in, I would say that would be my weakness. In a sense, although I may not have Scrum background, I can do the normal things that, and I can learn, and I have that thing to learn, versus I don't micromanage. If she would have said, although I'm not a Scrum, I don't have the Scrum methodology down fully, I could still learn it, and it'll take me some time, but I will promise you, or I know that I can do it. I'm confident I could bring that to the table, and it won't be a weakness after this, And so that would be how I would say my weakness instead.
Awesome. I think that micromanagement word is a tough word to use in the industry, especially with the agile world, because that is one of the things we say we don't micromanage. Because once we hear somebody, that actually takes us completely out of the agile realm. It's good in the project management world where you say, look, I go to whatever level I need to go to make the project successful. That sounds like a very project management driven thing. While sometimes in the agile world, it's more like we collaborate, we work together, I encourage, I motivate, those are some different tones, and it's kind of difficult, again, to make the switch. But
yeah, but I have a good question to ask you. Would you hire her even though she does not have that background? You're agile coach, you're the agile man, you're the man.
Hey, you're putting me on the spot there?
I am putting you on the spot because we're chatting here. She's not hearing us, right? She doesn't hear us, right? So 184
people, you're putting me on 83 people.
Yeah.
So I would hire her because I love her, because I know her already. So as a person, I would hire her immediately. But as for the way she interviewed, depends on her, again, more excitement. I would look for more excitement to try to say,
Okay.
to learn
Have
her.
you
She
ever
hasn't-
hired somebody like that? Have you ever hired somebody that did not have the Scrum?
Absolutely. So we have a program for that, right? So we help them as long. Okay, the majority of the people that I hire, and nowadays this is the way it works. You hire on culture. How is she as a cultural fit to my organization? If she shows the ability to love to learn, love to grow, able to adapt to new change, excited about this new world, that already gets me excited. And that's the most, that's to me is an in. We can figure it out. As long as she's smart, and again, this is the majority of people, as long as she's able to comprehend and you feel like, okay, she can pick that up. That's the easy part. The hard part is the culture. Imagine bringing somebody into your company who is smart as hell, but is a, whatever. You can fill that up however
Fill
you
in the
want.
blank. Fill the blank.
Fill in the
Right?
blank. That will destroy your company. So I think that's our take on that.
Yeah, but one thing you have to also be careful is bringing somebody in, master, who does not have the background. You need to make sure that you have the people around you that know this and be able to mentor her. So you have to have some commitment from your team that probably doesn't have the time to commit to her. So you have to think of that. That's one thing. The second thing is that you have to make sure that the people that you bring in, that the team will accept the fact that she doesn't know it and she's not going to be our Scrum Master. She doesn't even know what a sprint is called. She thinks it's for track and field. She's a track and field girl. She thinks sprint is a track and field thing, and not really. So you need to make sure that you're careful. So that balance, that you have to get the commitment from the rest of the team that they will mentor her, that they will accept it, that when they bring her on board, that they say this. Regina, tell me the truth. Come on, now you could say the same thing, right?
I love it. I love it. And somebody put in the chat line, great job. Someone put in the chat, it depends on the kind of position, right? If she needs to be up and running, she's not going to get hired. That's not going to happen. But if she's somebody that we can mentor and they're okay with that because we're trying to get that system up and running, that's a different story. So that's a great thing to add on the chat line. Good job, guys.
Love it. So should I hire her? Should I hire her?
She's awesome. I would hire her in a second. So this is Joanne, again, also an amazing person that, remember, Joanne and Saba is also looking for opportunities. So if there's something out there.
RM says keep looking. RM says to keep looking. Right. I don't know.
All right, guys. We want to. Good job, team. All right. Thank you very much. Go ahead and turn off your videos. We're going to continue with the rest of this. So great job. We just interviewed 3 candidates. So exciting. Teresa helping me out. Thank you very much. I hope it was fun for you, but we're not done yet. That interaction that you guys have been showing so far in the Slack channel, in the chat has been spectacular. We want to get even some more questions. We've got some time remaining, so we want to have, so we're actually creating the little poll. So you'll see Jesus building up that PowerPoint that you'll see. These are the 3 candidates. Yes, we had some nicknames there for them. For example, Leon the Lion, and Saba, she was the shy person. And then Joanne was she was, a project leader, but she's going into Agile for the first time. So in a sense, she was like Superwoman, right? She was going into that field for the first time. So you got to see behind the scenes, you were that fly in the wall. Thank you, great, for participating. Go ahead and go to the next one. So now we have some other questions that go through my mind on, and we're not going to answer all these questions, but maybe a few of them we want to answer. For example, let me see if I could pick a good one. What is the most important thing you can do? Okay. What is the most important thing you should do in the day? Okay, so what is the most important thing you should do days prior to the interview? So we're gonna go ahead and open up a channel right there. And so again, the question is, what is the most important thing you should do days prior to the interview? And I'm curious what you guys would say. And this is a different one. This is not a word. You can actually type it and you'll see the whole response show up on the screen. Oh, wow. So there's a lot of things going on here. Let's see if we can pick. There's so many. Prepare and practice.
Study the heck out of the company.
I love it. Yes, I love that. I love that. Research. take a few days off. Yes. Imagine coming right from work and then going to an interview. That's a
Oh my God, that's an interesting one.
yes, yes. There's research. See how, man, this is going so fast. It's so hard to see all of these things. Relax. I love that. Sleep. I love the sleeping part because you do get tense the day before. You're like, oh my God, I got an interview tomorrow. I got to get a job. Anything else there that's interesting? Take a bath. Okay. Interesting. Yes, you should take a bath. I would highly recommend it. Mock interview. I love the mock interview. Leadership research. Yes. Now here, it's interesting with leadership research. Some people like to name drop. So that's an interesting take, right? Sometimes it goes out well, sometimes it doesn't. But you have to be careful. Oh yeah, I speak to the CEO all the time. Yeah, okay, whatever. So just be careful with how, okay, read about the company. I love it. I love it. Okay, so this is a great interactive, and we're going to do a couple more of these type of sessions just to hear your feedback, to get your information. What's the next one, Jesus? Oh, what is the most important thing you should do the day? And I know you mentioned this. Some of you guys already mentioned this. But what is the most important thing you should do the day of the interview? The day of the interview. Meditate. Oh my God, I love meditation. I love it. And maybe we should take just a whole, and maybe I think we have some future sessions about meditation. So be alert for that. Again, back to relax. Oh, pray. Love it. And again, look professional. I love the dressing part. We got to make sure we dress up very professional. And we talked about understanding the culture. If you're going into a company that wears ties and wears suit, and you don't come in with a tie and a suit, hello, that's not going to work for you. Make sure you research the company. Look professional. Suit up. Love it. We said shower. We hear the shower thing. There's a lot. There's somebody out there that's really into showers here.
Superhero pose. That's another good one.
The hero pro. But they say to do this, right? They say that this actually, provides you a lot more confidence going into the room. Don't do it while they're there. Make sure you do it like prior to the meeting, then go into the meeting. Don't just stand like this and say, yes, I deserve this job. Okay, love it. Brush your teeth. Some of us are getting really into the calm down, stay hydrated. I love the hydrated. Water. What's worse than going into an interview and you have a dry throat and you're trying to speak and they can't hear you? That's pretty tough. All right, love it. Let's see what else you have for us in questions, Jesus. What is the most important thing you should do after the interview? After the interview, what is the most important thing? Follow up. Yes. Send what is it? My God, you guys are so fast.
A thank you note.
A thank you letter. Yes.
Ask for business cards. That's if some people still have them. Go have a drink. Regina, I agree.
Drink. I love it.
Go have a drink. I think a lot of us after the PMP went and did that too.
Yes. I'm still waiting for the person that says have a shower. I'm still
drink a gin and tonic. Drink a gin and tonic. A rum and coke, gin and tonic mojito.
A lot of drinkers in the group.
No, we're actually, tea.
Sending note. Anything else cool? Let me see what else. Anything else there? Notes.
Ask how you did.
Oh, that's a tough one, right? Because here's the question. How can you do that? Because sometimes they can't actually answer that. You could say, how did I do?
Let me share with you what I've done is find the keywords in the interview. Keywords like you need to be prompt, or you need to have agility. You need to be able to do high performing. You need to be able to be motivated. So when you respond to the thank you, you write the traits or the keywords in the response. So if they said you need to be a go-getter, like someone says a go-getter, hit the ground running, you could say I hit the ground running when I was at ABC Corp. We started and I finished the project in 2 months when they asked us to do it within 3. You need to follow up and reiterate it and say thank you. So a lot of things. I've done that plenty of times.
I love
And, you know, find those keywords like Regina said, find the keywords and do
There's
that.
a great question that you asked. Sometimes I've ended the interview with like, hey, so I shared a lot about myself. Is there anything that you did not hear? Is there any last question or any very pertinent competency or skill that you're looking for that I have not been able to share? That allows me a little bit of time at the end of the interview, right? For them to say, well, ask me one last question that maybe is key for them to finally make a decision and give me the opportunity to do that. And then
Yeah.
and then I love it because I've done that. I've sent emails after with stuff that I forgot to talk about. And in the thank you note, I've added a little, you know, I've sprinkled a little bit of more information about myself.
Hmm.
Love it. All right, great, great job. Let's go to the next one, guys. Next. Oh, no, go ahead and go to the next interviewing. Let's go back to the survey questions to see if there's any other ones that we want to put out there. Just want to make sure we have it because I thought we had another one that I wanted to test. One about all right, what is the strangest question? This one. This is the fun one for me. Sorry, I'm gonna pick on you. What is the strangest? I can't see it. What is the strangest question? Sorry, you gotta show me what it is again. What is the strangest question you have ever received during an interview? Come on, share us what's the strangest question. Because we gave you basic questions and we were very vanilla today, guys. Are you single? You're kidding me. Somebody said that in an interview? Oh my God.
What is
What
your
movie do you
sign?
compare yourself? Oh, I love that. What movie do you compare yourself to? Where are you from? I like it. It starts the groundworking. Do you, what? How
Are you
much money
married?
do you make? Whoa. Okay. You were a country, what would it be? If you were a country, what would you be? I like that. Okay. Where do you see yourself in 40 years? 40? Holy moly. Wow. That's a tough one. If you were an animal, what would you be? That's interesting. What country are you from? I was born in the US. Okay.
Yeah, I know. We know
Yeah.
some of these questions are illegal, and you know
Yes.
that
What type of
when you
treatment?
get those questions, anybody out there, when you get a question that's illegal, and you know what they are, right? If it makes you feel funny to respond, that's an illegal question, and I would caution, you know, taking a role in that organization because you know it could really be, you know, how they think, right? So
Yeah.
probably
Some of these.
things are, you know, acceptable, you
Yeah.
know. But a lot of these other cultural type of questions, like what spirit animal you can compare yourself with, what type of
That's a fun.
movie is your favorite, are cultural type of questions because they tend to have you say, you know, what are your interests are, and maybe if the culture is not that way, you know.
Yeah. It's
Yeah,
amazing. I'm looking at the questions here and I'm amazed that this is really true. Like some of these questions are really
yeah,
out there.
yeah. They are. There
What
are
is your
companies out
hobbies?
there.
Okay, they're fun. You kind of break the ice on that. But these are pretty cool and interesting questions. We're going to save some of this stuff and send it to you. Maybe we'll get rid of some of the ones that maybe are not. Ask to create a process diagram. Oh, I like that, to go into store and get milk and end I ask, got milk? I got a job. Oh, wow. Nice. What is your religion? Okay, again, very difficult, unprofessional questions to ask. So it's interesting. All right, Jesus, what other question do we have out there that we want to sneak in there? Let me see, open that up. I'm just curious if there's another one we want to try to sneak in there. Again, Jesus, thank you very much for being so agile with us today.
Okay.
I'm going to tackle the last one just because this is a tough one. I'm going to have you guys be a little vulnerable here. What is the biggest vulnerability or pain point you have when interviewing? What is something that you feel that's bothersome for you? And maybe, again, you're sharing your vulnerabilities here, and I appreciate that. But you're going into an interview, and what is something that you feel uncomfortable with when you're interviewing that you think you need to improve, that you think you need to work on? I'm just curious what that would be for you, and if you could share that with us. What are some things that you need to work on when interviewing? The biggest vulnerability, pain point when interviewing. Talking about myself, that's a tough one. Avoid the ums, yes. Something, oh, man, this is so fast. I can't even.
Really, somebody who drools? I'll help you here.
Oh my God.
On selling yourself.
Again, you guys being very vulnerable. So this is really important. Thank you very
Slow
much
down.
for sharing some of these honesty. That's hard because, you know, talking about yourself, eye twitching, that's tough. Talking about myself, age, oh my God, talking more about than them. Talking about more about you than them. You are leaving current position.
Why are you leaving the current position?
Wow, those are tough ones. It's a very difficult.
Yeah, it's a hairy place to be if you have to respond to one of those questions because
how do you answer
don't
that?
know.
How do you? That's
Well, how I've said, I mean, if it was a cultural clash, I would, there's things that you could, a lot of people say, and I've heard this many of times, is where the company is in the direction the company is going is not where I was going. And then if they probe and ask you, well, what direction was that? And you could really say that the strategy, didn't align with my future strategy. Because,
but I think you're doing a good job, Teresa, of not really going into details. What I have seen before, but you're doing a great job of it. You're saying it high level. I've had actually people say, that company sucks. I don't like it. My boss was horrible. That is the worst thing you could do in an interview. By saying that, you're already degrading yourself. Once you talk bad about a company, why aren't you going to talk bad about us? You get that mentality when you're interviewing who says, I hate it. They treat me like whatever. So you got to be careful. But she was doing a really good job. She was keeping it high level. She was saying great things of not aligning to her, and something like that. But be careful. Go ahead, Regina. You were saying something?
So I love that. For sure, keep it high level. Another answer that I've provided is like, you know what? I've done such great experience at the company that I'm currently at, but I'm actually looking to do the same thing and take my career to the next level in a different type of industry, because I think that will add, to my background and to where I want to be. Obviously, you're interviewing in a different type of industry. So that's a very generic answer. It may not be the reason why I'm leaving the company, but I've used that before, and it's worked. It's worked.
You're keeping it positive.
Exactly.
Yeah. I totally agree.
Teresa, anything else? Because I want to make sure we end it right. We try to stay on time. Teresa, anything else on your side before we keep going?
No. I love the interactive forum. Thank you guys for bearing with me as well. It's been fun.
I'm going to ask you guys to go ahead and turn off your thing so we can finish this up real quick. Thank you very much. Awesome. All right, guys. So let's finish up the last part of this. Let's show the volunteers. Again, please make sure you put that in full screen. These are wonderful volunteers that participated. They were amazing. And remember, there are people that are doing this behind the scenes. So Raquel, even though I haven't mentioned her, she was amazing in helping us out. You had a lot of admins. So my team from Transformation Experts was also there. Jesus, Nelu, and Natalia, they were all there behind the scenes helping you guys make sure you guys are participating. But an amazing cast of characters, I would say characters, because they did a great job. And I even have some nicknames for some of them there. But again, thank you very much, volunteers, for helping us out. We worked very heavy on this. I know it sounds like this is easy to do, but it took a lot of planning behind the scenes, a lot of Saturdays and Sundays for us to come up with some of these lines. And again, there's some Academy Awards that need to be given out. So again, if you're looking for some positions, these are people that possibly are open for opportunities. And to finish it off again, we do have, go ahead, go to the last, go ahead, next slide. Again, Transformation Experts, if you need anything from the classes, please make sure you're doing this. I hope you had a good time. I certainly did. Teresa, a great.
Oh, but wait, there's a discount code, guys. There's a discount code.
So that's 20%. That's pretty awesome. But again, I overall, we do this because we love giving back. Well, Teresa and all the volunteers, at the PMI. Remember, this was a unity of many groups. We had the South Florida Agile Association, we got the PMI, we got different companies all coming together. We do this on a regular basis. So this is what we've been doing for the last, every Thursday, 2 point, we've been giving you great material for you guys to use, and we have it all recorded. So you can go to the South Florida PMI website and you'll see all the recordings there of all the great videos. This was just hitting interviewing. Before we did networking, we did improving your resume, we did, what was the other thing? Networking and LinkedIn and all the other things. So there's a lot of great sessions out there. Please make sure you visit and you get PDUs. How easy is that? You go and watch the videos, you actually get PDUs. For the people getting PDUs, so we've got Rocky on the line. So the way you do that is you make sure in the chat channel, just put your name there just so that Rocky can go down that list. And he's probably already doing it already. Rocky's really good.
Probably your name and email too.
Your name. I think he already has the email. That way he doesn't have to share the emails. You never know. People might not want to share their emails. Just as long as you put your name and you put PDUs next to it, he's going to grab that list and make sure it's verified. Remember, you only get your PDUs if you stay to the end. If you snuck out here early, I don't know about that. Might not get it. Okay? So he's going to compare, make sure that list, and then he's going to submit that list. Okay? So watch for this every Thursday. Thank you very much for participating. We're going to go ahead and leave now. And thank you again, and have a great night. Have a great night. I'm going to try to hopefully.
Thank you all.
You guys, great job. Teresa, love you. Way to help us out early. Good job bringing the team over. Okay.
Appreciate it.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Then another great session. Let's do one next week. Enjoy your week, guys.
Woohoo! Yay!
Great job, guys.
Thank you, Rick.
Thank you, Raquel. Nice seeing you, Raquel. All right. Good job. Saba, good job. All right. Hey.
Good
Victoria.
feedback on the fridge about the session being
Omar,
very
great job. Omar's here every day. I mean, I see him practically every day. Every session he's in. Good job, guys. A great turnout. We got 100 and something people that are still on the bridge. Believe it or not, they don't want to leave. I think this might be happy hour. What do you guys think?
Regina background.
I like it. That's my new fancy background that I got going here. I like the green and the trees and everything. And look, and I put on some glasses for to be a good interviewer. There you go.
I love it. So I don't know if anybody else is putting their video on, but I would love to see you if that's possible. I don't know if that's even possible because I know we actually disabled a lot of. Leon, great job. What is he saying, Leon?
He's a bag of chips.
He got a job.
He got the job.
Yeah, way to go. Hey, Anna, beautiful. Nice. Hey, Anna helped out too. Great job.
Oh, thank you, Anna. Thank you, Anna.
Again, another regular. Joe's another regular. Good job, Joe.
Great job. You guys did a great job.
So thank you guys again for supporting us.
Hi, Joe. I see
Joe's
Joe.
looking good. Hey, guys.
Hi.
How you doing?
Thank you, Nudie.
Out there. I'm looking at great faces here. Thank you for turning your video on. It's nice to see you guys. Again, I apologize I didn't have your video. I hope you enjoyed it. Did you guys enjoy it? Is it a little different? Huh? All right.
Hi, Nudie. How are you?
Don't went like this, so I don't know. Joe's gonna tell me something. He's like, well, Rick, you know. I mean, okay. All right. Nudie, how you doing? My God, we have a great guest. Nudie has not joined us. Is that?
Nudie, I'm gonna go interview you after this, okay?
Yes, we're gonna interview you.
Okay.
Hey, Pat, how you doing, Pat? I haven't seen you in a while. I'm sorry you're muted, but I can talk for you. Hey, Rick, you're awesome. Yes, thank you, Pat. I can't hear you, but I know that you're saying great things, so I'm gonna believe that. Okay.
Awesome. And Leon, where's your bag of chips? You actually should have brought a bag of chips.
That was the key. Everything, that bag of chips.
And have a bag of chips and then hold up the bag of chips like this.
Oh, man.
Next time.
I ate them.
You should have been eating a bag of chips.
I already ate them during the last interview.
I love it. I love it.
Hey guys, but Anna, again, thank you for helping out. There's a lot of people that were helping behind the scenes. So Appreciate it. Joanne, great job. So guys, we worked hard during the week to get this done. And Saba was working really hard. She was sending